last day, or of your cruise, for all of you. Oh, how long was it? 10 days. Stunning. I see you went to some really beautiful places. So from Sicily, from Greece, from really beautiful. And you also had really good luck with the weather, because usually it's much warmer. For example, last month, almost every day was here something about 100 degrees. And you know, walking around at 100 degrees is really not pleasant. So I believe for sightseeing, those are the most, it's actually the most beautiful. Look at the balcony on your left with these flowers. Yeah, really nice. And as you saw, Opatija is full of those little cafes and restaurants, and it lives, what's interesting, Opatija lives all year long. So in case you really are interested in some real estate in Europe, just to know that this is the place where it really lives all year long. It's not like some other coastal places where there are people only in the high season during the summer. But really, we also have a lot of domestic tourist people coming from the mainland, people coming from our capital Zagreb, which is also the mainland. So it really lives all year long. A lot of people coming here for all kinds of congresses, a lot of hotels here with some congress halls, a lot of weddings here, wedding venues, a lot of all kinds of events going on in Opatija. And now, as we were passing this main street, I saw, I think, 5 or 6 different real estate agencies. So that's how popular. That's how popular it. Only here in those 2 buildings are three different. You probably also walked a little path, a little piece of our seaside, of our coastal promenade of Lungomare with this specific lady with a seagull. Probably you saw it, the statue. What's interesting, if you saw the lady with the seagull, the statue, it's actually not the first statue that stood here. For many years there was also a Holy Mother of God, so Virgin Mary, standing there. It's actually an Austrian family, an Austrian count family, who put the statue up on that place, on the very same place on the rocks above the sea, just to look after the soul of their passed away son and husband and so on, Count Arthur Keselstadt, one noble Austrian. Most of the people coming here by the beginning of centuries were aristocrats, were some counts, were some military elite and so on. And you know, this aristocrat, this elite, these noble people knew a lot of noble things, like for example they knew how to speak French. They knew, I don't know, all of those noble things, but they didn't know how to swim. And that's why, for example, this poor guy died while there was a spring storm. He was in a small boat and he fell to the sea and he didn't know how to swim, and that's why he died. And his family put this Virgin Mary there to look after his soul. But 50-60 years later, suddenly this Virgin Mary disappeared. It disappeared. I'm speaking about 50s, 60s year of former century, 1950s, 1960s, and they tell us all sorts of different legends, like, yeah, this happened also, it vanished during a storm and so on. But actually what happened, they replaced the Virgin Mary with this neutral statue of a nymph, because in the ex-socialist system the kind of religious motives weren't popular at all. So that's why the Virgin Mary had to go. But that's how it happened. A gentleman here asked me something about our political